Hello, I'm Dr. Annadale, and our text today is the Madman passage from Nietzsche's book, The Joyful Wisdom, also called The Gay Science. This passage falls into four parts. In the first part, the madman appears in the marketplace, telling the people, "I seek God," and the people react by mocking him. They treat him as though he's a child. They say, "What, has God gone missing? Is there something wrong with you? Why do you say this crazy thing?" In the second part, the madman announces the death of God. He says, "I'll tell you what happened to God. God is dead. And furthermore, we collectively killed him." And what follows then is a series of rhetorical questions meant to highlight the gravity of this event, of the death or the murder of God. Who gave us the sponge, says the madman, to wipe away the horizon, etc. In the third part of this passage, the madman then turns his attention to we as the inheritors of a godless world, and he says we must become gods in order to be worthy of having killed God. And then finally, the people look at him stunned and confused. He says, "I've come too soon. My time has not yet come." The madman embraces the role of a prophet or a precursor. What he is saying here is that you may not understand me now, but you people will understand me in the future. Eventually you'll see the truth of what I've said today. So, with that four-part structure in mind, let's think about briefly what this passage might mean. What does the death of God mean? This is a subject for discussion in our class coming up, but a couple of ideas. This might be a diagnosis. Nietzsche might be saying in this passage that the world has lost its orientation to God. That is to say, people no longer think of God. The world has become desacralized or secularized. God is no longer present in the social order, in the economic order, or in people's daily lives as they consider their behavior and their choices. The death of God could also be an especially cruel way of stating that God does not exist. It would be similar to telling a young child that Santa Claus is dead. He used to be here, he's not here anymore. It's meant to evoke a profound feeling of loss and suffering. Yeah, that's possible. But the thing that catches us in this interpretation is this assignment of responsibility, because the madman says we collectively, all of us, are responsible for the death of God. We have killed him. And that invites some speculation. What is Nietzsche saying here about modern people in 1870s in Germany or in European culture? What have we done? What actions did we take? What social change took place that would cause us to be responsible for the demise or the departure or the death of God, even if it amounts to the evacuation of God or of sacred influence from our culture and from our civilization? And then finally, this troubling passage, this statement that we must become gods now. He says to be worthy of having killed God, but there's also a suggestion here that the empty cultural space left by the death of God, that is, the things that God used to do for us, things like provide meaning to our lives and serve as a basis for an ethical system, these tasks can no longer be done by God, and they must now be done by human beings. So we must become a source of meaning in our own lives. We must become the ground of our own ethical system. These are some of the things that I think Nietzsche is suggesting in this passage. That's all I'm going to say about it for right now. If you're in one of my classes, we'll be talking about this passage in more detail shortly. Thanks for watching. Bye.